What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through politics so you don't drown too. I'm just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. So, there's three big things whenever someone's complaining to me that I kind of been starting to say. You got three guidelines to fix all of your problems: fix your women, fix your laws, and start fucking. Those are my three guidelines to a lot of people's problems. And until people realize this, I don't have favorites. I don't pick and choose what I want to cover when it comes down to, oh, this person makes my people look bad, or this story proves my point for some hidden ideology or agenda or whatever the fuck it is. I cover what I find interesting. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, male, female, whatever. I cover what I cover. As always, my channel is rated E for everyone, meaning these hands can be given to anyone. You do something stupid, I'm going after you. Because one thing I can't stand in this world is stupidity. And I can't stand watching stupidity get rewarded, or dangerous individuals be rewarded for being dangerous. Anyway, so this just went on my feed and it's so fucking crazy, but you gotta listen to this shit yourselves.
With his hands cuffed behind his back, 53-year-old Jamar Banks is sentenced to 10 years in state prison, plus 5 years of post-release supervision. The judge slapping on an order of protection for good measure. Banks pleaded guilty to attempted murder after stabbing a 47-year-old MTA worker on the Pelham Parkway train platform last January.
It was an assassination attempt.
Now, let's be honest here. From what I understand about these sentences, they'll give you a certain amount of years, but you only serve a certain amount of years. And in New York City, I believe every few days or every month that you don't do something, you get a month taken off. So this man is probably going to serve, what, 6 years out of that 10-year sentence for an attempted murder. Not just an attempted murder, but an attempted murder on a government, is it a government official? Or federal official? Because I know attacking a person who works for the government is a much harsher crime than just a regular person, which is kind of stupid to me, but still, you can't attack those fucking people. You can't. Not only can you not attack. So here's the thing. Attacking that person would get you a year or 3 years or some bullshit like this, right? Attempted murder, though? But it gets better. It gets better. Let's continue.
Banks stabbed the worker in the back and underarm with a large kitchen knife, sending him to the hospital, fighting for his life, keeping him out of work for months.
Obviously, he stabs people when he gets upset, because this is the third or fourth or fifth person that he stabbed.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I hope you guys heard that, but just in case you haven't heard that, right? One more time for the people in the back.
For months.
Obviously, he stabs people when he gets upset, because this is the third or fourth or fifth person that he stabbed, probably more.
The day before that attack, Banks stabbed a 35-year-old man on a Manhattan subway. He was already sentenced to 10 years for that case. And unbelievably, he won't get any more time for this second heinous crime. Both 10-year sentences will be served at the same time. And to top...
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is why we have problems. What do you mean an individual is going around stabbing? So again, if we treated these people properly, oh, the criminal element or the mentally ill element being, if you're a criminal and you're doing criminal shit, you're not mentally well. Oh, you're mentally well and you're doing terrible criminal shit. If we treated them as two sides pretty much of the same fucking coin, depending on the individual, we could solve all of this shit. This individual should not be ever put back out on into the streets. And before anyone sits there and goes, oh, well, they can be reformed. My man is 53 stabbing people. He went on a stabbing spree. Who knows what else this individual has done until he's been caught? You think at 63, he's going to stop? Either you put him away or you put him down at this fucking point. He's stabbing people. He could have killed somebody multiple times. And you're going to sit there and give him he's not going to even serve. Yo, he stabbed probably three or four people. I'm sorry, 5 or 4 people. But they know that he stabbed 2 people. He's going to serve both his sentences at the same time. Yo, the luxury. Are you kidding me? And again, he's not going to serve 10 years. We know he's not going to serve 10 years. And we definitely know he's not going to serve 10 years in New York City. With somebody like Mendami who's over here who believes that the prison system doesn't do well. Did this motherfucking Dami just fucking put two different people, one Muslim Hamas supporter? Don't get me wrong, he's a Hamas supporter too, but he also put some convicted armed robber in his council.
Top it off, he's been arrested dozens of times before this.
He's been through the system a bunch of times, so why is he out again doing the same thing over and over? That's insanity.
Listen, I don't advocate for violence. I believe in order. But when the system fails you, as such as it does, especially in these fucking bleeding heart liberal cities like New York City, which is, what's actually sad about New York City? You want to know the underlying truth about New York City? New York City is not as much of a liberal hellhole as you think it is. You know what it is, though? The liberals are a vocal minority, and they purposely suppress the normal people. Normal people are not liberals. The problem is, normal people are suppressed. I believe there's more people who are decent minded or people who lean to the right, but the problem is they're suppressed. So when you got a group that's suppressed, like the right leaning, right? And then you got the crazy batshit left leaning people, right? And then you got that large chunk majority that sit there and they watch how things play out. And then you factor all these other things like weird voting, because we already know that they fucking cheat. Let's not, like, again, this is not a conspiracy. They've been caught cheating multiple fucking times. Throwing away ballots, duplicate votes, votes coming from the grave, votes coming from people who haven't been living for over 20 something years, votes from places that don't even exist. And then you think that shit's not going down in New York? You please. But again, the saddest thing about New York City is that even as close as it gets back to going back on course and probably electing somebody who's a common sense individual, because a common sense individual doesn't got to be super right leaning or super left leaning. They could just be a person with fucking common sense or a right leaning person, which again, both of those things would course correct, right? If they elect somebody like a Giuliani, or they elected somebody like a Curtis Sawa or something like that, it can slowly course correct itself. And that's what it's going to take at this point, because a motherfucker like Mendami, another motherfucker like Eric Adams, another motherfucker like what was his name? The communist that ran for New York City and he was the mayor, I think it's de Blasio, whatever. Man, listen. This man is 53 years old, stabbing people. You're gonna let this man out in 7, 6, 5 years, and he's gonna continue doing this type of shit. Man, listen. Ain't no way. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.